Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfectly.
Perfect,
All
perfect.
right.
I think
So
we have. I brought my co-developer Atle here as well. If he's in the waiting room, just wanted to
Yeah.
ask him
Yeah,
too.
can somebody take him here? I'm updating the game
Yeah, no worries.
stuff, so to say.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
And
Everything's
yeah,
here.
so we're about to experience Avarice. How do you pronounce it?
Avarice, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of
yeah,
different pronunciations over the over the months, but
we actually checked
Yeah.
that from YouTube. Like,
yeah, you
there's
did, yeah.
this how
Okay,
to
yeah,
pronounce channel.
yeah. Smart.
It's really helpful. Oh yeah, I have
So
to
yeah,
put
and
myself on
you are
screen.
the Dark Mode game studio.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Right. So at the time we were working together under the name Dark Mode. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it's changed now.
Well, yeah. So this was actually part of a student project. So at the time we were working together at the same, like we had the same courses at uni. So that was kind of how we ended up working together on this project. But now that we've graduated, we're working on our own separate little things. So yeah.
And the game seems to be working perfect. We have had some difficulties, but nothing serious.
I've been watching the last like hour or so at least. It's been interesting.
All
yes,
right.
and everything's perfect.
Oh yeah, this
cool.
looks cool. So yeah, can you please introduce the game?
Yeah, I can do that.
Do
I guess. You might want to turn up the volume a little bit. I guess. I'm sorry for not. As students, we were not so in depth with the implementing settings for the user. So, but it seems like it's working. It's working okay. Yeah. Avarice is a first-person narrative-driven horror game set in the 1900s, where you kind of experience a man's broken descent into mental hell. So what you see before you is like a fancy Victorian house in Portsmouth, England, during the early 1900s. I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to like spoil through the game, or
well,
whatever.
Just
it's up to you
ahead.
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see before you, you're in a room with a lot of statues, let's say artifacts. So that kind of gives you some hints on who you are as a person, because you're kind of a British explorer who travels around the world. Well, I can say that his last expedition was to Africa with his wife on an exploration job. And while there, he discovered an ancient artifact and stole it.
All right.
Okay.
So as a result of stealing this artifact, some weird stuff has started happening to our man here, and that's what you're about to experience.
Okay.
So we actually, despite this being a student project, we actually had a lot of really talented people working with us, which was really cool. We reached out to some people that because obviously we didn't have much of a budget, so we kind of reached out to the people we had in our environment and managed to get a few actors and a script writer and a few other people to help us with the game, which was really, really cool.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
This is the voice actor now is part of a theater group back here in Norway called Bats, and then we also have 2 other members from that theater group voicing in the game. We also had Terry Thorpe writing the script, so that was really cool. He writes for theater and other things like that. So yeah, we had some cool people helping us along the way.
So how many people have been around making this game?
So
like
we were
the theater people and
like in house or as the student
like
group,
overall like.
So
like if
were
there would be like ending credits or something like that, how many names there would be?
That would be around 8 names.
Yeah.
So we're 4 in the student group, where Connor was the producer. I was the game designer / level designer, and we had a guy who worked with the story and the script, and one guy, we call it potato in Norway. I don't know if that's like an international term, but a all around kind of guy who does everything. And we had someone make the logo. We had 3 voice actors, and yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a common term for a guy who does everything.
Okay. I've never heard about that kind of.
Yeah, we in Finland we call them like like what do they call it, like the höylä.
It's like jack of all trades, the Finnish
exactly.
version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you say haula?
Yeah, höylä.
Höylä,
Okay.
yeah. Joka
Alright.
paikan höylä.
Yeah.
Haula.
That it doesn't make any sense either, but yeah.
So we'll see how much you pick up on as you play the game, but we'll fill you in as you kind of go through.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's kind of. I focus on the game, and I'm speaking at the same time, so I might miss something.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We had a lot of like different experiences when people were playing the game of like who picks up on what and what. Like some people just completely miss like half of it, and some people just notice every little detail. So it's like it's kind of interesting to see how people pick up on things.
Yeah. So I know. Whoa.
Something was actually quite interesting when you were up there in the room. There was some paintings on the wall, and I've seen those paintings before. That's some quite famous paintings.
Yeah. So so I mean, of course, this being a student project, we had 2 or 3 months to develop it, I believe. Not very long to both develop and market the game as part of 2 different courses that we combined. So as a result of that, of course, we had to use some assets and use whatever we had at our disposal, right? So I think this asset pack is actually available on the Unreal Engine store, which is what we use to develop the program or the game. But yeah,
as you've probably noticed that now you're walking up 1 floor, but you're still getting to the same floor.
Yeah. Can you give me a hint?
Yeah. So look for the flashing light.
Look for. Oh. Yeah. Oh. This one? Accident. Let's see. Oh, thank you.
No worries. This one surprisingly was like one of the harder ones for people to discover at times. But maybe it's just because you're not in that mindset of starting to like look for these little puzzles yet.
Yeah, so. And it's kind of obvious now when you were saying look for
exactly right.
Light.
Yeah, like the only thing that's acting out in the room. But yeah.
But still, people are like, interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like people would spend so long looking at every single little detail, but there's like a really flashing light in the room, and it was like it's one of those things when you're having these tests and you're having people play test your game. It's like it's so infuriating because you really want to say something, but part of playtesting is not saying anything, right? And seeing, picking up on what they're doing. So at times it was interesting, but I think we made it a bit more obvious toward the end.
Should I feel like it's not the time for this yet, but I believe this will be useful.
Might be useful, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm going circles all the time.
Right. That's true.
Should I go back?
Tricking the system. No. Yeah, we thought about that one, don't worry. We actually added a bunch of little like things that can happen when the player does certain things. So like we would experience that some people would try a bunch of different doors. Some people would go to certain objects and look at them for like periods of time. And like we figured that why don't we add a little bit of spice by making things happen when these things happen, right? When the player does something that we don't really want them to do, or that isn't really like, following where we want to take them. It's like, okay, well, let's just like put them off it a little bit. Let's scare them a little bit, right? So.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Something spooky.
So yeah, as you knocked on some doors down there, that's actually like a random encounter for people knocking on the door when you try to open it.
Oh,
So some people don't experience that, for example.
Yeah.
This also reminds me about, like, I was already
You were talking
about the
about
game.
it. Yeah. It's called PT.
Yeah, exactly. You knew where I was getting.
That was actually we actually used that in our quote unquote marketing strategy. It was like a big thing for us to really kind of get that feeling that we had when playing PT and kind of use that in another setting. So yeah. Oh, you remember where they were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a puzzle. Well, you hide the puzzle so well that I don't even realize there's a puzzle. But then it's obvious when you do the first thing.
So one of the statues it goes.
It's missing, or it's there. There, my screen is
yeah, it's just blending into the carpet. Yeah.
I think it's the right order, or cast statue. Maybe I have to switch this. Oh,
making a mess, man.
Yeah. Let's see what happens now.
Can you turn them around, or are they just?
You can rotate them, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the right button.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes much more sense now. Oh, no.
A little bit finicky at times.
When you get the puzzle right, you'll have a sound cue.
Yeah, I was expecting of that. I am expecting of that. Okay, stay. No, don't go there.
This is harder than the actual puzzle.
Okay, and I don't know what to do with this. This can, yeah, maybe it will stay like this. Let's see if it's.
So, despite this being like a student game while you're just doing this puzzle, we actually had a lot of really cool things happen. So we managed to, we were able to go to like Spill Expo, which is the biggest event in Norway, and actually talk about the game, have like a talk at the event on one of the stages, which was really cool. And we also had some really cool things happen with our marketing that led to people like Jacksepticeye playing the game, which is obviously a huge YouTuber. Yeah. So that was really, really cool for us to experience, especially being students, right? It's like you don't really expect much. Yeah.
And what have people said about the game so far? What's the feedback been for those people?
Oh, it's been really good actually. Yeah, it's been really, really good. So we had like we had a lot of people play it on YouTube on their channels, whether it be small or big. It was really, really fun to just watch these people play them and see how they experienced the game and what they thought about the game. And like people have such different opinions on like the story and what's actually happening, and it's really, really cool to see all these different takes, right? So that was like one of the coolest things for us. Yeah. So switch out the switch out.
Yeah, so it was the right order.
Yeah. No, wait, sorry, no, it was right
actually,
now.
this is right. So you can proceed.
Yeah.
I don't know
if
if
you proceed now.
Yeah,
maybe I didn't hear the audio.
Yeah, exactly. It might be too low.
Yeah, we're talking here. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But can I proceed even though?
I think. Yeah. You should be fine, even though the statues aren't on after you've done it.
That's nice.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
So I think there's a total of. Do you remember Atle how many like loops there actually are?
I think there are 10 or 11 or 12, something like that.
Yeah. So we'll see if we can get through them all.
Yeah, people usually play through this game in 20 to 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't give me pressure, guys. I feel like this will take 2 hours from me.
So. Speedrunning coming.
Let's try.
We actually noticed
So-
a lot of people do exactly what you're doing now. They just take this light with them and they just walk around because it gives them some sort of like peace or whatever
Yeah.
at mind, right? So
There's something wrong.
yeah, just let them in. You crazy?
What? I wouldn't
Uh-oh.
play like this alone, but I'm less afraid
Yeah, exactly.
because there's a lot of people talking.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. I'm really
Yeah,
sure
so overall the
that-
feedback was really, really good actually.
Yeah.
Way better than we expected. Honestly, we didn't think much would come of it. And it's really interesting to see how many people resonated with it and thought it was like it felt like PT, and we had like a lot of like really, really nice comparisons of like our game to other big games that we know of that we like, which was really, really cool. And it's just a very humbling feeling to hear people appreciate your project and your work.
Yeah, I think Layers of Fear was also one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really recommend everyone to just play this game by themselves in a dark room.
Yeah.
Because the whole vibe is the atmosphere in this game.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point that Atle brings up there. Yeah, that's it. That was how we had to fix an issue we had during development. With such a short development period, we had to do some things to just get past bugs and issues we had. But yeah, no, that's a very interesting point that Atle brings up, is like the atmosphere, right? So for us, 100% was build up an atmosphere rather than jump scares, more or less, right? We didn't have a lot of jump scares in the game. Yeah, because we felt like when we were developing it, we felt like, you know what, jump scares are kind of cheap and anyone can really do them. So we wanted to try and create more of an atmosphere to like make the player kind of constantly feel a little bit of pressure rather than just sit there and wait for that next jump scare and then jump scare to jump scare, you know?
Yeah,
there's
how
two kind of horrors, like the jump scare kind of thing, and then the psychological horror that just happens.
Yeah.
When the mood and everything is right. So, what were you saying? Sorry, I was in the
no problem. I was just going to point out how we did the looping system, because yeah, as Connor said, on a tight schedule, and I just also want to point out that when we delivered our exam, we didn't really work a lot more on this game than we probably should have, to like expand the idea more. But what we did with the looping system was that you're actually going in one room and then we just teleport the player to another room. But what we forgot is that the player sometimes brings an item. And that item gets kind of left behind.
Let's see if I could not save her.
So this is if you pay attention to the dialogue in the game, obviously we're talking over it right now, but there you can like pick up on little things about like this guy's story, and I think if you use the mouse wheel, by the way, and scroll, you can do distance. Yeah, exactly.
Closer and further.
Yeah. So so an interesting thing is if you pick up on these like little things in the dialogue, then maybe you can piece together some sort of a storyline, which is what was really, really cool about watching these playthroughs, is that people have their own little storylines built up, right? So we have our own take on what happened, but other people have completely different takes at times. And sometimes people pick up on exactly what we were thinking, but it's quite varied actually. So it's really interesting to see how people pick up on little details and what they make of them.
Yeah. I remember I had this one talk with a friend that like we were thinking that how some developers made us like read the like online forums and Reddit and places like that and see what people are speculating, and they just take the best speculations from there and make the next episode for the game, for example.
That's
Something like
genius,
that.
actually.
Like outsourcing the whole story.
Yeah, it's clever.
Whoa.
That was
What's here?
something. That's
Like, we had a suspicion that some Hollywood productions are doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, they probably are.
Too dark. I don't want to go.
Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna jump out of my seat again really soon. I had like 2 heart attacks already in this episode.
So this moment is actually quite vital for our storyline. It usually has people a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it really requires, audio and for you to be focused in the experience, which is why, as Atle said, it's probably a good idea to try and play it yourselves for anyone watching. Just like experience that.
Do I need to do something?
No, it's almost like a scripted event right now. So
yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That blue light. It's good.
Yeah. We figured we'd have to help people out a little bit.
So what happened in that basement was that you heard a girl crying, and a lot of like splashing in the water.
No.
Now everything's
Changed. Now there's like everything turned into like stone or something.
Yeah. And the door handle is doing the thing again. What do I need to?
We actually are a little inspired by Cthulhu in some degree, and also I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's a term called the causal loop paradox.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So if you've seen, for example, Harry Potter and the Prisoner from Azkaban, Harry Potter sees himself, and then in some way he knows later that he's during that encounter that he's going to see himself again, and then he has to help himself because that's what the other Harry Potter guy did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very complicated. When we were developing this game, where our brains were exploding like about 90% of the time, it was because we wanted we wanted these like time loop kind of events to be happening, and it gets quite complicated the second you start
like Back to
involving
the
time.
Future movies, or am I misunderstanding this concept?
It's kind of like he's like reliving, almost like Groundhog Day, where he's like reliving the same day over and over, but new things are happening.
Yeah, it can be. There's some similarities to Back to the Future, but the what's different is that what has happened will always happen. Again,
I see. There's nothing that can stop that thing from happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's back.
Yeah,
not for long.
And now the marble or what it was is gone as well.
Yep.
So is everything back to normal?
Maybe.
Of course. Of course, it's back to normal.
Look at take a look in the mirror. Maybe you can see yourself.
Where's the mirror actually?
Behind you?
Behind me? Oh yeah.
To your left now?
No. Wow. My screen is too dark. Whoa.
Whoa.
It's one of the little like things we added. We found out a lot of players would like go and check the mirror to want to like see what they look like, and then they just cracked, which actually caught a few people off guard.
Yeah.
Somebody has been making a mess. Oh, this is here. I don't know why I now don't have the lantern. I carry something else with me.
A newspaper? What are you gonna do with a newspaper?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's just
It's weird. I
It's
don't
like
think a
it's better.
single player didn't bring an object with them throughout the entire experience. They all had like their little like teddy bear they were walking around with, basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what players do in Amnesia. They like just pick
Yeah.
something up and it's,
Yeah. I mean,
I look at it as kind of like an emergence kind of thing, like making the player like we didn't really have to put physics on every item in the game, but like
But we did.
But we did.
whoa, what's here? Oh, the painting.
Yeah, it's. Oh,
Oh no. I wanted to see what's there.
So do you guys have any theories about what's happening? All you really know is that he went on this expedition and he stole this statue. And since then, this is happening.
well.
I don't want to give the. Yeah, let's go on.
Yeah, this. He brought some kind of cursed object with him, and it's. What was the movie called? Possession, I think. That that he buys like a cursed object from the flea market or something like that.
From the flea market, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that movie, but
I haven't heard of it either. No.
No, it was. I think it was called like the Possession.
See, we got the right idea there, by the way.
Really?
But maybe not the picture of your supposed wife.
Okay, not this one.
To give you a hint, do you remember what you saw at the start of the game? The very start, the little intro sequence.
Oh my god. I was.
Well, you picked up an artifact, so I don't. You can try to just press on the fire. Just click on the fire.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, it happened so long time ago.
Yeah.
It's done.
Ah, yeah. I remember that from the trailer actually.
As I watch it burn, I see her face in its place, screaming for help. Help that I know did not come then and cannot come now.
It was really good that you could have like the. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, things are going pretty crazy now. Probably because he burned the mask.
So it's like.
There's the lantern, but not for. It will disappear right now. Whoa.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can carry it.
Yeah, and wait. Oh. I don't know why I'm doing this. I know I cannot take it with me, but I can.
Points for effort.
I should stop taking the lantern, because
Proceeds to take the lantern.
But this is like, yeah, now we are in a really small.
no, now it's gone.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh, the
okay, this
tables
is
and
not
everything.
good.
Nope. So yeah, actually we have went through the half hour we have, but still, are we
Yeah,
close
you're the-
to the end?
Yeah,
We're
There's
quite close,
this
yeah.
one loop left.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're the last one, so we don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have to
Yeah,
worry
so-
that much.
Well, then, let's not end this stream on with leaving.
Yeah, but we always want to
Could be-
see what's going to
It
happen.
could be good for our sake because then people would download the game. Leave it on a cliffhanger.
Whoa. I like the effect on the.
Yeah, so we
On the
played around
bed.
with quite a lot of different effects to get these effects that we ended up with.
It's kind of like
It's
watery, but icy, smoky.
Stone.
Like it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, it's back.
Well,
It is indeed.
Okay, this is not good. I was supposed to burn this. Why is this thing following me?
mhm.
It's too cool. Oh,
And now that door is open.
finally.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it. I knew it. I just realized when I walked in here that probably the guy, because you were telling about the paradox. I forgot the
See her eyes.
The
Name.
causal
Yeah.
loop paradox. Yeah.
Causal loop,
causal
yeah.
loop paradox. Yeah.
I hear only the sound.
I knew it second before it happened because of that.
Only a moment earlier, she was begging me to cast the mask into the sea. I deny her, and push her from me with such force and mad rage that she is sent backwards and over the railing of the ship, clutching on with slipping hands. I hear her cries now. Her pleas for help. Edward, help me, please. And I watch as she slips into the darkness, and I do nothing.
All right.
All is lost.
All is lost.
So, yeah, this definitely needs to be played in a dark room alone. I'm here in my office right now, which is not the best place for. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that loop kind of thing.
Yeah.
I almost forgot the term.
Yeah, that was actually. That
So
was
these are
a
all the people
really cool
involved, by the way.
idea. Yeah. Yeah, that was actually a really interesting kind of approach to making it, and that the loop made it sort of.
I was waiting a
Something
lot for
different.
the Silent Hill PT, which never came. So I'm happy it has been like been a big influencer for other
Yeah.
developers. We kind of get to play the game in a weird way if you think it like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
has
we-
left
we-
like a huge remark in the history.
Definitely.
Yeah, when we knew the game was gonna be popular if we marketed it as like a PT kind of game, but we still wanted to make it in our own way, like having more focus on the story and more focus on like having a new setting and it being in the 1900s. So, but yeah, I also hear a lot of people miss that one jump scare where something comes up in your face, and yeah, maybe in another patch we'll update it and have some more loops.
Yeah, definitely. So you want to tell where to find you guys in social media and
Yeah.
so on?
Sure. So, I mean, this game is available on itch.io under Avarice. And I think you should be able to find it quite easily. It was quite popular at some point. And then for me personally, I've been working on a game called Slice Night as well. So that's out for Android devices at the moment. And you can find me by searching my developer name / studio name, which is Pixel Rain Studios, or at PXLRN on Twitter. After?
Yeah, I just work at the university college. You can't really find me anywhere, but I also work as a freelancer. So, Avalan Entertainment is what my singular studio is called.
All right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you
Of course,
so very
thank you
much.
for having
It
us.
Yeah, it was really interesting, this one. And yeah, thank you for being here today.
No
And
worries.
I want to thank all the viewers out there today as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you on the next episode. Hope you enjoyed today. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.